Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grab some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Monday evening here inside the studio. Normally it's a morning operation with regards to film, not so much today. Afternoon recording. All right, so I might get a little more extra energy from yours truly today. Can't speak for Stretch over there, but we'll get to it here in a little bit. How about you national champion Indiana Hoosier fans coming here today, hopefully, all right, to find out who this next quarterback is. The Hoosiers, a diehard football fan base now. How about that? Diehard football fan base. I sure hope they are, Jonathan. You know why? Because that is the largest alumni base in all of America, okay, in the entire world, so says Kirk Cignetti, and they're winning a lot of football games. And a reason being, tremendous player identification through the transfer portal process, right? Guys like Fernando Mendoza being plucked from Cal University to come and play exceptional football for the Indiana Hoosiers. I expect something similar here from Josh Hoover. Not to rekindle any bad takes from yours truly for an 8-4 football team this year, but I did pick the TCU Horned Frogs to win the Big 12 this year. Do you know why? Josh Hoover. I've been a big Josh Hoover believer, and I continue to be as much, even though didn't have as much help around him this year out there at TCU in Fort Worth. Hey, excited to do this with you guys today. If you're new to the platform, I'm Brooks Austin, more commonly known as the Film Guy. We have a couple of rules around here, okay? If you learn anything about the game of football, you must subscribe. If you learn anything about your favorite football team today, you must subscribe. If you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Might be the best one of the year so far. I mean, that's a hot start for a cold open in 2026 here on the Film Study. Going to start here on play number one. Jonathan, all right, this is one of the tightest cuts of a football we've studied all offseason, all right? Just for full context, for you guys who watch every single episode around here with regards to film, most recent quarterback study we did was Byron Brown. Big 6'3.5", 6'4", 240 pounds. Okay, big, long, loopy, powerful, strong. Not so much here from Josh Hoover. This is as quick through the strike zone, as we call it, as you can get, okay? This is real tight and efficient, all right? Elbow straight back to 9, ball straight to the ear, ball straight out. You'll see this good right here from the tight angle in this all-22. Let's speed it up for you just a tad bit. There is no wasted motion right here, Jonathan. We're straight to the 90. We're straight out at the ear, okay? There's no chicken wing in there. We see that a lot from Levitt, big ball dropper. We see that from Marcel Reed, big rappy. That's about as tight as we've seen of a cut from a quarterback in a good minute here on the network. Fernando Mendoza is really efficient as well. All right, no wasted movements there. Now, why is that important, Jonathan? They're an RPO system out there at Indiana, right? So we better be able to get our feet in the ground, get the ball out really quickly, okay? This is exactly what we got right here from Hoover, a real quick, all right, and accurate stroke, particularly over the middle of the field. Now, a little forewarning for you, a little foreshadowing. Not as great with the downfield accuracy outside the numbers, okay? Those touch throws that really made Fernando and Indiana national champions, in my opinion. Those back shoulder throws, those deep ball accuracies and verticalities. We struggled a little bit this year at TCU. Not so much a year ago when we had great weapons, okay? Here we go. All right, now, this is what's very unique about this study, okay? What is he doing right now, Jonathan? He's turning his back to the defense. What will he never do at Indiana? He will never turn his back to the defense. Now, why is this hard? Why is this difficult? Why do some quarterbacks struggle with this? Well, let's go back to the very beginning of the play. They're showing too high, are they not, Jonathan? Look at that. 1, 2. They're showing too high right now. That makes us think they might be playing some type of quarters, okay? If they are playing quarters, the middle of the field is open, right? Well, let's run the play. Down set hut, okay, we bring the quarterback or running back over, we turn our back to the defense. Now what have they done? They've broken the bracket, right? The front side safety's down into the box. The backside safety, okay, is running towards the middle of the field. Now what is the middle of the field, Jonathan? The middle of the field is closed. So this deep over running from this tight end is a no-no, right? But this deep cross dig is, all right, and this big high skinny post is definitely wide open now, right? All right, but we're not reading the progression, are we? What we're reading is pre-snap identifications. Middle of the field was open. We think we got this deep over. We're going to stick on it. No, sir, you're not. When you snap your head back around, we got to identify where the safeties are. This is why when he first transferred there, Jonathan, I said he got asked to do a lot more at TCU than he's ever going to get asked to do at Indiana. You'll see chest up and eyes to the defense for the entirety of the football game, okay? So this is difficult for most college football quarterbacks, okay? Turning our back to the defense, playing in a play-action system where pictures are changing on us pre-snap and post-snap, okay? We got to get off that, big boy. That's an interceptable pass. We cannot do that. All right, now, I thought one of the more under-heralded aspects of Fernando Mendoza's game prior to the national championship, all right, it became apparent in the national championship because of how they won it, all right, was his ability to convert chains with his legs, okay? When you want to play a bunch of soft zone coverage or when you want to pressure him and he's got to make somebody miss and now he gets into open grass, has the ability to make something happen. John, this is a 3rd and 18. Okay, so 3rd and 18 that turns into a 4th and 5, that turns into a first down, all with the quarterback's legs. Let's take a look right here, class. Okay, down set Hut, give it to me, Josh. Quarterback or play breaks down. Boom, we give the defensive tackle a good plus move. Now I got a bunch of grass out here, right? Let's go get to it. Let's chase the sticks as much as we can here on 3rd and 18. At least get into field goal range, right? That's good situational awareness right there from the quarterback. All right, not letting the play die, not trying to compete into clouded windows, all right, in a situation where they're rushing 4, dropping 7, and getting home. Pushing me off the spot. We're a decent enough athlete to go make something happen, protect ourselves, get out of bounds. Here we go, 4th and 5. This is what I really like from a can he work in our system standpoint from an Indiana fan watching today. Hey, you guys were a quarterback draw football team out of nowhere this year, right? Same thing right here. Boom, pulls the quarterback draw down on 4th and 5. And I love that competitive instinct right there, Jonathan, to really, hey, we're not sliding. To hell with all that. We're playing ball today. It's 4th and 5. I got to go convert for my teammates. You will learn this about him, all right? And you learned this about your football player last year. Tough SOB at the quarterback position. This kid is too. He's willing to die today, all right? Every time he laces it up, he's willing to die today. That's what I need from my quarterback. That's what I need from my leader of my organization. There's no doubt about that, all right? Good competitive instincts from the kid. Now, here's what I'm talking about, though. I don't think he's anywhere near at this point, the downfield touch thrower that Fernando Mendoza was, okay? But he's a tremendous playmaker, all right? He'll get outside and do some crazy stuff. Nowhere near the touch thrower. I don't think he's as down consistent as Fernando. I thought that was one of Fernando's best traits is his ability to be the same guy for 4 quarters. You're going to get some ups and downs in this football player, but man, the ups are really, really fun to watch, okay? He's a very, very special and unique playmaker outside of the pocket. He may put the ball at risk. He may be a little bit too competitive at times. We'll probably have to hone some of that in on him, all right? But he'll go compete when need be. Now, here's the thing, and we've always said this about quarterbacks on our network. It's about knowing when to be competitive, right, Jonathan? Knowing when to be a little bit more risky than normal. Hey, 1st and 10, do me, right? Do the offensive coordinator, do me. 2nd and 4, all right? Hey, now we can play a little aggressive. We're ahead of the sticks, right? Know when to push it, know when to be aggressive. All right, but he is a playmaker by nature. There's no doubt about that. All right, I always love having Jonathan in here. I think he's a fair and honest observer. I'm screaming in the notes, why are we turning this down? All right, let's look at it. Why are we turning that down? Yeah. Whoa, we're going to look off of this, guys. What are we doing? Rip that thing. That's primary reading the progression. Where are we going? Hey, great, we got to the back. That's awesome. Turn downs or not. Turn downs or not. We have no turn downs on tape last year for Fernando. I felt like, what a moment I watched that kid was like, why aren't you ripping that football? Nah, if it was open, if coach called it open, buddy, he was getting ripped. People will look at that most of the time on most of these channels, Jonathan, and go, ooh, great, 12-yard check down to the back. And I'm sitting there worrying, why in the hell are we blowing past our primary read? That is wide ass. I mean, he naked out there, Jonathan. Mm-hmm. And we're staring right at him. We click right off. Now, I don't know who man's name is. I think I know who it is. Isn't this little Riley's brother? Wasn't that who the OC was out here last year? I think so. I think it was the little Riley brother. If you are a back to RPO football coach, get the hell up off my channel. I ain't here for you. If you're doing this right here, if you are asking quarterbacks to turn their back to comebacks and slants off of an RPO action like this right here, buddy, I'm going to fire you before I even get to you. Look at this. All right, we're running a square end back over here. First of all, we can't tell because our back's to him, but this nickel box defender, this apex defender, right, splitting the difference between the end man on the line of scrimmage and the number one wide receiver, he don't move a damn muscle. Don't move a muscle. But why can't we see that? Well, because our damn face is reading the front side of the play. We have a back to RPO over here. We're running a daggum speed out over here, Jonathan, with our chest and our feet to the daggum sideline down here. Insanity. And then we spray it 7 yards to the right of the face of the wide receiver, and we're like, damn, why can't we be accurate today?
Different OC, by the way.
Oh, it wasn't the Riley brother? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Clemson stole him and fired him 24 months later.
And now he's at Missouri.
Oh. Garrett Riley's at Missouri?
As QB coach.
Oh, okay. It was a step down. All right, it was a step down. All right. Yeah, I mean, come on, dog. I don't know many quarterbacks that are going to throw this ball accurately over and over and over and over and over again. Every one of them, Jonathan, are flailing every time they throw it. Look at him. He damn near falling over.
This would be one Kendall Briles, who's now in South Carolina.
Damn, I like Kendall at Arkansas. Don't do no Googling on what happened at Baylor, though.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a quick break to give a big-time shout-out to our friends over at Sleeper, our premier sponsor on the year, and they're doing a great job. The number one place for daily fantasy and prop plays, Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. Over on Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded together. Use promo code Brooks today over on Sleeper and get a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Again, promo code Brooks on Sleeper gets you 100% deposit match today up to $100. Sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. I want to give you a quick tutorial of how friendly and how easy it is over there on Sleeper today. We're going to scroll over to the college football tabs at the top right there, and then you can see we've got all the quarterbacks ready for their pass yardage with their total yardages set. We've got rushing yardages for both quarterbacks and running backs, receiving yards, all that good stuff, passing touchdowns. And here's what I am looking at today, guys. Looks really, really juicy. Jamal Haynes, half a touchdown total in this matchup this weekend against Oklahoma. Come on, guys. One place to be this year, Sleeper. Promo code Brooks. We appreciate those guys.
Whoops. Hey, got to be better here at Indiana. Like I was saying, this deep ball accuracy, I'm not going to say it's concerning. It's just not what you're used to. It's not what you're accustomed to. This is a non-competitive attempt, boys and girls. This ball is what, 2 yards out of bounds, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. 3 yards out of bounds? We can't do that. All right. We have got to compete better at this next spot with these types of throws. There's no doubt. We're going to chart them today. This is the start of it. That's 0 for 1 on deep ball, right? 50-50, back shoulder converted, option goes, whatever you want to call them in your system. Indiana runs a lot of them. We're 0 for 1 right here, okay? Going to finish the day 0 for 4 with a pick, by the way, not to foreshadow. But here's the deal. He should thrive in the quick game. I think he's really, really good in this area and facet of his game, right? When his 10 toes are in the ground, and look how quick and decisive we are right here, Jonathan, and we give him options, buddy, we're going to put it on the face, okay? We're not going to have too many droppable balls over in the middle of the field. We're not going to throw behind defenders. We're not going to get guys killed. We have a good ability. I mean, we even started right with our eyes right there, and before we can even get to the top of our drop, we're ready to rip, okay? And boom, look at the strike, all right? Elite. Now, I know it's a 10-yard pitch and catch, but I can't tell you how many quarterbacks putting that on back hip or putting that low where we end up having to almost dive and give up our neck to a defender right there, okay? So those types of throws are also really important in their RPO scheme as well, okay? Indiana will put a back side saddle of him, run RPO, and then double slant, a.k.a. the explosive Omar Cooper hit on 2nd and 19 in the national title. We all on the same page? Same thing here, though. I think this is the interception. I think we're working a fade ball down here to the sideline or down here to the short side of the field. All right. I do not like what we're doing here. All right. It's way out of bounds. It's non-competitive. We got to be better. Now, what I thought Fernando was great about was almost holding that just a second late and ripping firm instead of immediately catching and kind of lobbing one up, almost like a volleyball. You know what I mean? There's two types of ways to throw that fade. I like it firm, like these guys are teaching almost seemingly at Indiana. I don't know how Fernando was throwing them at Cal, but man, they threw those suckers firm. It was almost like a 2-ball, Jonathan. It wasn't one of those 1-balls like we're watching. Watch how much touch this is thrown with. You know what I mean? We're just kind of lobbing that one up. That's not how they teach that at Indiana. They teach that firm, okay? So I would imagine him and Charlie Beckert get together this offseason. They start hashing that stuff out. All right, another turn down on tape, Jonathan. I think it's 2 and only 2 on the film. And big questions, okay, for the quarterback you guys are taking in the transfer portal. Why are we turning this down? Okay, he is hooking up in this zone. Now, this is not as egregious as the last one because we're pretty buttoned up in coverage, aren't we, Jonathan? We're pretty tight here, but especially as the play progresses, I like that window more and more, don't you? All right, knowing what we got, knowing that wide receiver is not running flat, right, but rather hooking up in this zone coverage once we recognize zone, I like it. However, all right, we do have a lot of drop, right? We got 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. All right, I don't mind you spitting it out to the back over there and picking up some good yardage. Is that a turn down or not?
No, I mean, I'm trying to figure out if that's just a runoff for this, like maybe extension of the run game.
Very much so, because it's not just the tight end swinging with him, it's also the back here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it could very much so be like almost a screen of sorts. Mm-hmm. Keep your eyes downfield for a 3 count, get him to bail as much. We're trying to spit it to the flat. Yeah, it's always great to have a second football mind here in the studio, Jonathan. That boy. You've upgraded, man. Your education has gone through the roof over the years. All right, another touch throw here. So we're 0 for 2 at this point in the study. We're about to be 0 for 3, and now with a pick. And the same thing here. This ball is lobbed, okay? This ball is not thrown firm. This ball is not thrown to a particular shoulder or a particular spot. It's kind of just thrown up into an area or into a bucket, all right, and told, hey, wide receiver, go get that thing. No, I think at Indiana they teach this a little bit. Hey, it's a great spot, right? It is a good enough spot, but it gets ripped away because it's arriving softly. Whereas, again, I do think the more I watch this is taught at Indiana. They teach these back shoulder fades this way because, dude, they were great with it with Curtis York last year and Surratt. It was even expounded upon when we add Fernando and Charlie Beckert into the equation. Now we got 2 of these guys. All right, so it got really, really hard to beat defensively. Right here, SMU's DB does a great job playing through the hands and ended up intercepting this pass. But do you see what I'm talking about with that touch throw, Jonathan, instead of just ripping that thing? Mm-hmm. Kind of just lobbing it to a spot and saying, hey, I hope my guy can go get it. Now, let's put it on our guy. But here's the deal. I know he's tough AF. All right, it's what I love most about him. I'll be critical of the touch throws. He's a playmaker. He's a football player, okay? And he's tough, and I love that about him. I don't ever want to turn tape on. Matter of fact, we won't watch him if you're afraid of contact. If you shy away from ripping strikes with contact in your face, you will not be broken down on this channel, okay? Because I'll be too critical of you, and then I'll have your entire fan base chewing me out in the comments. I just won't do it, all right? But I love competitive and instinctually competitive football players from within the pocket, and this is exactly that. We know we're going to take a rib shot right there, Jonathan. I mean, we snap our neck good and firm right there, don't we? Okay, but we're out and we're playing on time. That's the other thing about this, right? How many plays last year did you see Fernando throwing ahead of time, right? It's a comeback against zone coverage. We knew we had it pre-snap. We ripped it with good anticipation. Actually, it's man-to-man out there. Okay, so we're trusting our guy to win. Nonetheless, we throw it with good timing. It's another thing he's not going to be doing, though. He's not going to be turning his back. But I love the amount of big rips this dude's got on tape. Like if I were an Indiana aggregate account, okay? If I were an Indiana football aggregate account, fresh out on the street, not knowing how to do this, I'd be going and finding, but he's got about 7 or 8 of these every single game where you're like, whoa, you threw that thing and then got through that window. This would be one of those. Back to the defense again, and we are going to click over and rip that sucker. I mean, there's like 7 of these in every single game. Now, there's like 3 or 4 of these that get thrown into like what looks like triple coverage, which is just a way too tight a window. It gets tipped, and you're like, don't get intercepted. Okay, we got a couple of those, but man, we got some big time rips, dog. That's what I loved about his tape from 2 years ago when he had 2 NFL wide receivers, right? He had the kid that balled out at the Senior Bowl and a big old X last year. But my God, look at that ball. Woo. Also love we're working front side, right? We don't like it. We click back over. Look where our feet and our eyes are, right? They're tied, aren't they, Jonathan? That's because that's how we get that amount of juice on that ball, all right? He's a big ripper. He's a big ripper. But dangerously competitive, okay? This is the very next play. We rip that big-time rip. All right, the very next play, all right, we get pressure. We got guys all around us. We should just chunk the play right here. Should we, Jonathan, just take the sack? Nope, we're going to throw that ball over the middle of the field, and we almost get intercepted, okay? We are dangerously competitive sometimes. Hey, we got to be willing to eat the shit, you know what I mean? Okay, live to fight another day. He's open. I understand that. I understand you're a competitive freak, and I understand once every, 4 or 5 times we're going to make this play, and it's going to break for a touchdown, and that's going to be awesome. Everybody going to go ooh and ah. But we can't put this at risk like that, all right? Especially on, wasn't that 1st and 10, Jonathan? Yeah, we can't be doing that, guys. Can't be 1st and 10 competitive. We got to live for 2nd and 12 right there. But he is a tight window seeker, all right? A tight window seeker. I think we worked the concept to the top up here. Nope, we're down to the bottom. Down to the bottom, clicking back over to the top. Is he about to throw that? Jonathan, I think he's about to throw that. Oh, yeah, he is. Ooh! Hey, you know what else is great about this teach tape right here? Watch the wide receiver, okay? Watch the wide receiver fight his backside off back to the football, driving back down the stem, but we put it on the turf. Now, here's the other thing about TCU, watching several games of them this year. I bet they have 4 of these a damn game, Jonathan, of just, I don't know if you can check drop stats, but they had to be up there. They had to be up there. Look at that, front side, back side, click and rip. Oh! It's a great play by 2-8. Mm-hmm. Great play by 2-8. I love his work over the middle, okay? Very, very questionative of all of our work down here, right? We've already shown that. All of our work out here, very suspect at this point, at least in this football game. But all this stuff over the middle of the field, whoo, buddy. I like all this. Look at that rip. I mean, come on now. But again, I don't know how many of these big-time digs we got ran out there at Indiana this year. The offense feels a little bit different than this. I mean, that's a rip. Mm-hmm. What's our D&D here? 2nd and 15. So we needed it bad, right?
Yep.
Needed it bad. Took a shot late, didn't we? Like it. Like it. Like this ball too. This is what's really, I think, fortuitous about his match with Indiana. I think maybe why they chose to go with him. This is a ball placement offense, I felt like, when it was maximized. It was maximized because Fernando put it where he needed to put it every single time, and they just marched the ball down the field. I feel like he is the same way when his cleats are in the ground, all right? When our cleats are in the ground, we're playing from the pocket, we throw balls that a lot of kids are turning down like this one right here. We're obviously working the fake screen, wheel into the boundary, Jonathan, but it's really, really condensed, right, because we're in the red zone. I don't know how many young football players are throwing this ball, all right, but he's about to, literally. He's ready to rip right now, okay? That is a very, very confident, I can put it exactly where I want type of throw. That's what that offense is predicated off of. I felt like that's maybe what they were searching for in York, too, when they took him. Just a guy that's elite with ball placement. Can you put it where you want to all the time? That's an example of it. I don't know how many young football players, like I said, are ripping that one. Good pump, good rip. It's firm, too. It's just hard for him, okay? They made it really, really hard at TCU, I felt like, okay? A lot harder than they're going to make it at Indiana for this kid. It's going to be simplified, okay? It's going to be simplified. Even the windows that he's throwing into, look how tight that window is on 3rd and 2 right here. He gets it done, though. Actually, I think we might drop this ball. No, 14 catches it. Ooh, we got lackadaisical with the ball place or ball security there, didn't we? It's a good spot though. Really good spot. I just think he's a dog though. I just think he's a dog. That's why I liked him so much watching his tape from a year ago. The amount of times this dude was just willing to die for his teammates. Jonathan, this is a 3rd and 5. So 3rd and 5, got to have it in the red zone. I'm just going to go compete, man. Ball placement and clips like this, I feel like Sig was like, that's our guy. We're going to take him. The other thing about this, they identified this one very early on. Very early on as their next guy. For you Indiana fans watching today, I'm going to spend probably a whole 2-week span going through your entire transfer list if they didn't play in the Big Ten a year ago, because I'm curious, just like the rest of the football world is, what do y'all got figured out? What does your scouting and development department have figured out from a scouting other places matching what we do? I got to figure it out. And I think from this study already, Jonathan, we know it's ball placement and competitive integrity, right? We're going to go compete every single time. But, got to get better here. We're 0 for 4 now. All right, we're playing down here to the bottom. Got a lot of space. All right, ball right hash. Okay, we got to be better here with ball placement. Have to. Okay, but here's the deal. I don't know if at Indiana we're going to be playing with this type of stack. Okay, we're ball right hash, player at the top of the numbers, and we're converting all the way to a full go, 35 yards down the field. I don't know if this is what it's going to be at the next spot. You know what I mean? I think at the next spot, all right, if we're going to throw this, we're going to squeeze the alignment and really give ourselves the full sideline to work, aren't we? We're going to give ourselves, hey, stack to the numbers and then fade to the sideline. All right, stack to the numbers, back shoulder turn to the sideline. Not at the numbers, stack him, don't get ran out of bounds, and we're going to run it vertical. No, it'll be a lot simpler at the next spot for him in these verticalities. If you're new to the network, I make up words all the time, like in the verticalities. I left this one on because I'm a football nerd, and I think this is dangerous if you don't know what you're looking at. Okay, this might look like an errant throw to most people, but I think this is on the wide receiver. Jonathan, we got zone coverage here. We got safety over the top, middle field safety. Okay, this is Tampa 2. What I can't do on this dig is continue to throw you into this safety. You'll get your head torn off. Right. All right, you're coached to run this dig and almost fight back towards the green grass that is available. Watch this wide receiver. He's continuing to float. That ball gets put on his left hip. Now, why did that ball get put on his left hip? Probably because he overran the spot, okay? Or the quarterback pulled it, one way or the other. Bottom line, probably got to be in the room. That's why I hate Pro Football Focus, to be honest with you. I despise people like that. Or grading. How are you supposed to grade? You don't know the answers to the test. I don't know who's wrong here. I don't know who's wrong, but somebody is. The ball placement's wanky. It's weird, man. I think he almost has better touch, Jonathan, on the run. Remember that play we saw him make earlier? Very similar, getting sacked, getting kind of slung, and then puts it in the spot where he wants to for a touchdown. Similar thing here. Look, boom. Look at this spot. This is a great spot. Now, I don't know if it gets caught because I think we step out of bounds, but this is where it needs to be. Boom. Get out of the pocket. All right. Great touch here. Fade him away. Great spot. On the run. Tremendous playmaker. I do think you're getting almost an upgrade from a playmaking standpoint, but again, from the down-to-down consistency standpoint, we got a lot of room to grow. This just says half dozen of these in this game. What does that mean? Oh. Just turn our back to the defense, put it in the one and only spot is what I'm talking about here. What do you think is more difficult, Jonathan? Turning your back to the defense or putting the ball into the belly of the running back and getting your feet set on the target? I would argue back to the defense.
Yeah, back to the defense, I would say.
Back to the defense to scare shit out of me. I don't know what you're doing. In the half a second, I'm looking away. And it's the most pivotal second to half a second, too, right as the ball snapped. All the disguises get shown out then. All right, but instead, I'm back to you. Great spot, though. Man, great spot. This is a ahead of time rip from the far hash. All right. You Indiana fans watching today, you probably got used to seeing plays like this. They almost seem almost, what do you call it, like fundamental? No, this is high-level quarterbacking, okay, when it comes to playing on time and playing ahead of time. Where is the wide receiver? Nowhere near his break, right, Jonathan? Where is the quarterback? He's at his break. His hands are breaking right now, all right? That is what we call an anticipatory throw into a window that is previously not opened. We don't know if it's going to open. We're trusting our guy to go win, okay? And that's exactly what he does, and we put it in the right spot. The wide receiver jumps. He does not have to, all right? It's going to be hard to see this from at home. I slow played it several times over to check this ball placement. This is at his eyelids. For some reason, he feels the need to jump, okay? Why are we jumping? That's at the eyes, buddy. Pluck and duck. Pluck and duck. Let's go. We got to make a play. But there are a half dozen of these too, it feels like, right? In the tape, there are a half dozen of these where, all right, man, like, dude, I love that we're competing. I do. I love that we're willing to die today. I just don't want to die to the other team. That's what I don't want to do, okay? So we got to find this happy medium between, all right, when you need to compete and when you don't. We don't need to compete right now. It's 1st and 10. This is P and 10. It's first play of the possession. All right, we can live to fight another day, big dog. We don't have to be a superhero right now. We got to be a superhero later. All right, on 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9s, 3rd and 10s. We don't need to be a superhero right now. Now, it's great that we gave our guy an opportunity, but we don't catch that football and we give up a hold. Okay? All right, Jonathan, when we got double slants, what's the rule? When we got double slants right here, what's the rule?
Read the first receiver.
Outside, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We never throw the inside slant. Why? Because the robber, that guy right there, he might pick us off, right? Or worse, kill our wide receiver. Okay? So that's one of the reasons we throw outside in on the double slants concept. The other reason, okay, is if we break this tackle, Bubba, we're off to the races. If we break that tackle, we still got a lot of work to do, don't we? Okay, so there's multiple reasons why we work outside in on double slants. You know what else I love about this? Where's that ball? No, that ball's on that left shoulder, Jonathan. We're turning him this way. You know why? So he can break that tackle and run down the sidelines. Yes, he chooses to do something else. He chooses to catch that ball and run through 2 guys. All right, that's on him, but great job. If you're going to do that, you better break both arm tackles and take it to the door. All right, last play we're going to watch because I think he is. I think he's willing to die. Now, I love quarterbacks that are willing to stand in there and take that right there. We have to. All right, I think we're working all the way down here. Look how deep the depth of concept is, Jonathan. We got deep over running over here. We got the middle hole runner. We got to come back out here working, what is that, 20 yards downfield? I mean, we got to hold the football for a little while. All right, but gave our guy a chance to make the play, didn't we?
Yeah.
Here's why I'm okay with it.
3rd and 15.
Right? Know when to compete. It goes back to that conversation. I'm cool with this. I'm fine with this. Don't do this shit on 1st and 10. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think are we down in this football? No, we're up 4. Maybe should have ate it. Maybe should have ate it. But man, he's willing to die. All right? He will take them shots. Okay? He will take them shots. Get right back up too. I don't think we've missed the start in 2 years, have we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think we've been a warrior. Hey, hope you enjoyed it today. I'm dead serious about those Indiana transfers. If you're an Indiana fan, but y'all got to blow this one up. If y'all don't watch the quarterback like crazy, I know you ain't going to watch the defensive tackle from UTEP. Okay? So make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. Like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. See you later. Bye.